Welcome back to Pride. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a boxing workout that you could do at home or in the gym. First thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch out on the mat and then we're going to go straight into core. You always want to work core first, that way you get the core engaged for all the following exercises. Let's go over to the mat. So first we're going to start off with our stretch. We're going to use our gym mat or any comfortable surface where you can do core exercise or stretches. We're going to go arms all the way back. Going to use the core to come up, stretch forward. Control, use the core on the way back. Always control yourself on the way back. You never want to just go straight back and plop down. Always using control. Control your breathing, get the lungs working. Breathe in when you go back, exhale on the way up. And we'll go right into our core exercise once we feel loose enough after stretching everything up. You can always start this second exercise without the weight. I'm going to go straight into it. I feel loose today, I feel strong today. Just going to go straight into it using the weight. But you can always do this exercise without weight first, just to loosen up a little bit more. Anytime you're striking with weight, even if I was on my feet, you'd always want to go lightweight. You don't want to go too heavy. 8 is right about in the middle. It's not too light, not too heavy. But you can always start less. You can start with nothing in your hands just to get the feel for it. Loosen up the body, get the core working, and then add the weight. Exhale on the punches. Bring the dumbbells right back to the jaw. Whenever you're striking with weight, you always want the bottom of that dumbbell facing forward. If I was shadow boxing in front of the mirror, I would want to be able to see that number on the bottom of the weight. So that's one important thing to keep in mind. Anytime you're shadow boxing with weight, you can see when I throw my punches, turning the fist. So when we're here, we're fully engaged, forearms are in, elbows are in, turning the punches and turning the body. Now, after finishing your first set of core on the mat, you want to hop up in front of the mirror if you have one. If you don't have a mirror, it's okay as well. Just going to take your fighting stance. You're going to start throwing strikes with the weight. You can see by controlling the weight, clenching the fist, you can see the amount of strength it takes to control that weight. You can see the forearms, you can see the fist, the muscle in the fist. It takes a lot more to do these strikes with weight opposed to shadow boxing with no weight. So a couple important things to keep in mind when you're doing shadow boxing with weight. Anytime you're here and you're in your fighting stance, you always want the bottom of that weight where that number is pointing straight forward. That ensures that your fist is here, palm facing in. If you have a mirror at home, use the mirror. This way you can always check, make sure the forearms and elbows are in, make sure the bottom of those weights are pointing forward. Always make sure you're controlling the weight, make sure you're throwing those punches and that weight isn't pulling any extra at the end of that punch. You're controlling the weight all the way through, from the beginning of the punch to the end of the punch to snapping it back to the jaw. Now, after doing one set of core and hopping up and doing one set of shadow boxing with the weight, I would always go right back to the mat, do a second set of core, hop up in front of the mirror, do my second set of shadow boxing, and go as long as I can. I want to go until my muscles are a little bit exhausted. I don't want to push myself too far. You always want to be careful, but you want to get at least 3 or 4 sets to really feel that burn in the core, burn in the arms, the amount of punches we threw with those weights. And when you're throwing those punches, you want to keep the core tight. You're using a lot of muscle. You're supporting everything with the core, and you're using a lot more than you would if you had just the hands. Also, at the end of this exercise, if you want to loosen up a bit, you should shadow box just with no weight, normal shadow boxing, to really feel that speed and that increase that you just accomplished. Thank you for watching. I hope this training helps you out, whether you're training at home or in the gym. Be sure to subscribe to Pride Martial Arts. New videos every day now, so be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. This way you don't miss anything.